When you bring your skills to the table and you identified the quiet quitting and the quiet firing as big issues, I would imagine, though, for a leader is more of the quiet quitting because they're going to blame the employees.
For sure.
What? How do you bring your basketball life into that, or do they listen to that? Let me rephrase the question. All right, I got the issue now. It's not me wanting to fire people. It's just they're not putting in the effort, quiet quitting. And your suggestion is for me to understand them first, put out first to see where they're at. Is that how you're suggesting I handle that for a little while?
I would say as a leader, right? As a leader, it's always our job to first take responsibility, right? That's step one of any goal, right? A leader
Okay.
is one that takes responsibility of all their actions and their team. So if we're pointing the finger at someone else, we're immediately giving away our leadership role, our leadership potential, because that's what followers do, right? Followers point to one. They need to take full responsibility of their actions and what their team is doing. So it's and taking responsibility is actually easier than pointing the finger at someone else because you know why? It's easier now. You have the opportunity to take charge and to change things if it's in your hands. But if you give them all the power and responsibility to someone else, you can't change or dictate what they do. It's easier to point the
Gotcha.
finger. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's easier to point the finger, but remember we have four fingers back. So what I would coach a leader on is how to be able to start working and looking at themselves of what they can do better with their team, and then do the best they can to actually derive that productivity within their employees from actually getting to know them.
I'm sorry, Rob and Chandler, but that's a writable moment. If people miss, that's a writable moment. If you take responsibility yourself, then you can. That's one of those few moments we have every now and then that somebody gets and says, "No, that's something you should be writing down, not tweeting, writing it down." I grab the responsibility myself because then I have the ability to change it instead of blaming somebody else.
I thought that was really striking too. I thought that was a fantastic answer. Do you get resistance with that at all?
Always. It's a lot of times certain leaders don't think they're ever wrong. And there's some that I can help, there's some I can't. And I always say, as you're working with teams and working with individuals, it's always good to figure out where that missing link is or where that missing connection is and what may be holding that person back. Maybe it's something internal, right? We deal with a lot of things mentally as well from our different lives. People are raised differently, people are from different backgrounds, from different cities, different places, different paradigms in general.
Mhm.
So understanding and really taking a deep dive of everyone internally and pulling that leader out of each individual person can help the entire organization take a monumental shift forward.
Wow, there's just so many enlightening things that you've said.